Cost over $100, Phil.
Good morning, everyone. We can all have a seat if you got a room for a seat, but it's great to see such a good crowd here this morning. The weather's not real conducive to what we're doing outside, anything we've got going on outside, but good to have everyone in here today. So appreciate everyone coming. We've got a lot of business to take care of. As our normal custom, we'll do a 30-second of silence, and then I'll ask Mr. Ranshaw to lead us in the pledge. If anyone has any concerns or prayer concerns that we need to bring up this morning, I'd be glad to hear them.
There was a huge accident in Baltimore today with the bridge, and I think there were some few people that isn't going to make it, so keep those in mind.
Just praise, I think Mr. Wilden got some good test results on his
Amen.
cancer.
Very good. Good job.
Amen.
Thanks the good Lord.
There you go. Anyone else? We'll just,
There's a lot of people in the county that have cancer.
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Sure is. Everyone just pause for about 30 seconds of silence, and then Mr. Ranshaw will lead us in the pledge. Thank you. Everyone, please stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item of business would be to approve the minutes of the March 12th court meeting. I think we have a copy in front of you.
Motion.
Mr. Wilden makes a motion. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Ranshaw. Any discussion, changes, comments on the previous minutes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. I want to switch the agenda just a bit. Our Sheriff Bobby Jones has asked to move his presentation to number one because he's got a lot of his deputies here and they probably need to be back outside.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it. That's part of it, and I've got a deputy today that's worked third shift last night, and he's got to work third shift tonight, so he's come up for this award. So I'm going to do two deputy years, one for 2022 and one for 2023. The 2022 is on me. I just, as incoming sheriff, I didn't have Sheriff Speck standing over me to tell me that I needed to do this, so it didn't get done. So I put it out to my command staff in fall or December. I'm sorry, about November, December. Hey, who do we need for Deputy of the Year of 2022 and 2023? So they got up with the staff and chose these two deputies that's going to get these two awards for Deputy of the Year. So Preston Pittman, would you come forward? So Preston Pittman, and it's got on there that it recognizes Deputy Preston Pittman, and for those of y'all that know rank, he is now a sergeant. That came after the fact, but at the time he was a deputy with the Sheriff's Department in 2022, but he is now a sergeant with the Sheriff's Department. Deputy of the Year in recognition of the deputy who enables the high worth ethic in demonstrating an exemplary performance in the areas of law enforcement and importantly strives to assist the community in Pulaski County. This deputy gives more of himself than asks of others and makes sacrifices to benefit the greater good without expectations and acknowledgement. I'm very proud of this young man. He has done a good job since joining the Sheriff's Department, and I think as Deputy of the Year voted on by his peers, and the command staff proves that as well. I've decided to throw something else in there that's not on the agenda, but it won't take very long at all. But starting when I became sheriff, the 2 deputies that we had for our pilot's position both left, went to other jobs. They got full-time jobs. So I do have 2 part-time pilots, but they got full-time jobs. So if they need to take, we got 2 helicopters at the Pulaski County Sheriff's Department, for those that didn't know. If those helicopters need to go up in the air, we needed somebody to fly them. They have to be a certified helicopter pilot. So I sent 2 last year to helicopter school. So this next award is going to be to Detective Ryan Jones. If you'll come forward. And I just want to congratulate him for getting his wings. He got them in December of this last year, so he will be able to fly our helicopter as needed. A lot of people ask me what the helicopter's for. It's been instrumental. We found lost people that's wandered off, Alzheimer's. We've been able to look at scenes violent scenes where we've had to go in and check, but it's been a worthwhile. It's paid for itself numerous times over. So extremely proud of Detective Ryan Jones. All right, and now to get to the 2023 Deputy of the Year. If Deputy Ron Hillard will step forward. Deputy Hillard joined the Sheriff's Department, started out as a school resource officer for us. Upon learning that he was wanting to become a patrol deputy, we put him on the road as patrol, and he excelled in that position. He's got years of experience, and he knows what he's doing. He, again, is wearing the sergeant stripes for a reason. At the time he won this award, it says Deputy of the Year. He was a deputy, but he has been promoted as of last month, February of last month. He was promoted to sergeant, and he stepped up and done things for the department. Deputy Pearson, Sergeant Pearson, is on night shift, helps me on night shift, and Sergeant Hillard helps me out on day shift. So I want to congratulate Deputy Ron Hillard, and again, in recognition for the deputy who embodies the high work ethic while demonstrating an exemplary performance in the areas of law enforcement, and more importantly, strives to assist the community of Pulaski County. This deputy gives more of himself than asked, and often makes sacrifices to benefit the greater good without expectations or of acknowledgement. Thank you. We want his girls to present him the plaque. Sorry.
We're going to go through section.
You want to come up? Come on. We'll let you do it.
Thanks, Bobby. Next item would be the Soil Conservation Board. Mr. John Burnett.
Good morning.
Good morning, John.
John Burnett, Pulaski County Conservation District. Also with me, Mr. Tim Tarter, one of our board supervisors. As we continue to strive to promote the wise use of our natural resources, I just wanted to pause to say thank you to Fiscal Court for your support. With that support, last fall we were able to hire a part-time soil technician. So we're now a staff of 2 full-time and 1 part-time. With our current staff, last year we were able to administer the County Ag Investment Program, $250,000. Keep in mind that's a 50-50 cost share, so it's actually about $500,000 going back out into the community. And this upcoming year of CAPE looks like to be around $500,000, so that'll be about $1 million going back out into the community. Also, we continue to administer the county, or the Kentucky State Cost Share Program. That usually runs 30 to 40,000 of cost share dollars, and those are more focused on targeted conservation needs across the county. We also assist NRCS, Natural Resources Conservation Service, with federal programs on their efforts to promote the wise use of our resources and conservation projects. Also, last fall, we got approved for a new grant through Kentucky Division of Water for the Upper Buck Creek Watershed project, and that will be to develop a watershed-based plan. So we're gathering in old historical water quality data as well as collecting new water quality data. Also, part of that is environmental education and promotion. So through that, we will be able to put together a plan of what needs to happen to keep the water quality good and maybe improve on that. So that's a 2-year project for $200 and some thousand. And then when that's complete, we're going to reapply for practices to be implemented to make those improvements. Additionally, we've secured about $40,000 through U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for conservation needs in Buck Creek watershed. And we continue to offer 15 pieces of rental equipment for landowners in Pulaski County. So as we have the rains like we've got today, storm events, there's going to be continued conservation needs across our community. And we'd just like to say thank you for your support and hope to see it continue at the current funding level so we can meet those conservation needs. I'll let Mr. Tarter say a few words.
Good morning. I'll just reiterate what John said, how much we appreciate y'all's support and how good y'all been to work with. You know, our job is similar to y'all's. It's not only preserving the past of this county, but it's preserving the future as we move forward, and ours refer to the natural resource part of it. You know, most of our work directly seems like it's related to farmers, which is one of the strong points of our county still, our agriculture system. But indirectly, we affect just about everyone in Pulaski County with our water quality projects that we do, and we work with several different entities on different projects. So there's a lot of things that I think the public does not see that we do, and I know that I've been before you all before, and you've had questions, and I think you all have a better understanding over the last few years of some of the things we do. And we're always interested in moving forward. We're very fortunate to have staff like John. He's very aggressive in taking on a lot of these extra projects that he wouldn't normally have to do, and a lot of counties don't do just because of the interest he has. And we carry one of with the third largest workload of any county in the state. Part of that's by design, and part of it's by our aggressiveness as a board in trying to do what we do to assist our farmers and our community people. There's been a lot of changes. I've been on this board for 16 years. There's been a lot of changes as far as the direction of the board and the activity that we do. When I come on this board, there's very little that we did other than mandatory. As John mentioned, we have 15 pieces of rental equipment, which doesn't only affect and help our farmers immensely, it also aids in some of our just local residents and all. And we're always there for our city residents of the county. John's constantly working with them on different projects, small projects that may benefit their residential area and all. So I just want to continue to broaden the public's education of what we do and get them to understand that we are a vital part of what goes on in this county in our perspective and in our area of improving this great county that we all live in. I looked here this morning, I'm sitting here back here thinking, Judge, we're all getting older, and it's funny how our parts have changed. You know, the attorney there, I used to beat him in basketball right up the road. You were just a few years ahead of me in class. I remember Mr. Strunk started his muffler shop, and Mr. Turper to kill me, but I remember when he was still in diapers. So, so we're all changing, but I'm proud of the leadership we have in this county and the quality and the initiative that you all take, and we appreciate working with you. And as John says, we hope that you can continue to fund us at the level that you have been. Thank you all very much.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
I need a motion to approve the presentation and discussion from the Pulaski County Conservation District Supervisor Tim Tarter and employee John Burnett of the district's programs and needs through their annual plan of work and annual budget. Do I have that motion?
Motion.
Mr. Renshaw makes the motion. Mr.
Second.
Turpin, second. Any more discussion, comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you, guys. Next item would be the pest control bids. Cloyd, these were opened a couple of weeks ago at our last meeting.
Good morning. The pest control bids, magistrates and judge, there's a summary of the pest control bids on your piece of paper at your stations. They have been reviewed. Those are the dollar figures which were read in court previously. So I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have, but that's what the dollar figures are.
And all three of these include every,
All three of those include all the buildings, yes.
I make a motion, we go with the low bid there, Somerset Pest.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Motion by Mr. Wilson and a second by Mr. Strunk to accept Somerset Pest Control. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Next item is personnel. I have one recommendation. I want to move Terry Haste to head of maintenance to replace Donnie Gobby, which has retired at the beginning of the year. We've had a vacancy there for 3 months, and Terry's been filling in that position, doing a good job. He's working the fuel center, taking care of the mowing. He's in charge of 3 or 4 guys, so they seem to be doing a good job, so I would like to make that motion. If I can have a motion or a second, I guess I got the motion.
Second.
Mr. Whildon seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Next item I have would be, it's not on the agenda, but it's the EPAD ordinance that we had a reading a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if we have questions. Chris Jones, you're here again. Just come forward, and if we have anything, we'll ask. Martin, I think, has got all the documentation here, but it's doing the second reading on it.
Yeah, and the only thing different from the first reading is in the enabling clause, we had in there that sheriff would be designated as the collector of the assessment, and that's something that the court had decided not to do, so that was taken out. And otherwise, it's the exact same language as we read 2 weeks ago that was advertised. And also the exhibit, the ordinance refers to an Exhibit A, which is an interlocal agreement, and I've got that attached to this updated version of the ordinance. Once that's signed off on by all the parties, which is the judge, the PVA, the county clerk, let's see what else I have on that, and sheriff, once that's signed, we have to send that up to the Attorney General's office. Since it's an interlocal cooperation agreement, we have to send that to the AG's office for their approval.
I just have one thing. I just wanted to make sure that this agreement does not lock in one administrator for the whole county. So if another company wants to use wants to do the same program, but wants to use a different administrator, that they can come to this court and ask for permission to do that. And I talked to him, and I talked to you earlier, and you said that's a possibility.
Yeah, so I guess I would just add a couple things. So one is the agreement with regards to Energize Kentucky being the program administrator is a non-exclusive, the court can, fire us at any time, whether for cause or not. But so it definitely could be done. In these agreements, there are certainly, duties as the program administrator that we are stated to, have to fulfill. But then the answer is yes. If there was another entity that you wanted to approve, then you certainly can do that
I mean,
in
can
the
it,
future. Yeah.
can we have two different administrators?
It's never been done, so first of all, it's never been
Is it
done.
possible that, is it possible, like if another company wants to use a different administrator, which I found out they are different, there's other different companies out there that do the same thing you do. But if a company comes to us and say, hey, we would like to do this, but we want to use this person as this company as our administrator, is that possible?
So that is your all's decision, but I think the main thing there is that I think you would want, and again, it hasn't been done anywhere that I'm aware of, and I do know all the states that do this, but you know, I would think that you would want one program administrator for point of accountability. I think that would be your decision, but again, it is your decision.
But I just wanted to make sure if a company wants to work with one particular, that they can come to us and we can still
Yeah.
make that joint decision for both you and another administrator.
And again, I would just reiterate here to the court and for everybody, you know, this is a completely open program. These, you know, PACE lenders that the property owner chooses, you know, they have multiple options. You know, it's just not one, you know, lender. Contractors are all, you know, open to be used to the property owner, again, assuming that they are licensed and certified in whatever, you know, field that they're doing. So it is a completely open program for sure.
And then we talked about the contractors. Do you want to explain what you're trying to do to help out local contractors?
So once we get the program, you know, stated here, we will have multiple contractor seminar workshops to explain to not only them, this would, you know, we would probably label it as we've done, you know, for the past 10 years as a contractor kind of seminar, but it can be open also to, you know, other groups such as, you know, the local banks that might be interested, also to, you know, local businesses and property owners as well.
And you'll get that information to fiscal court in plenty of time to get it out there to the community.
We will, and of course, as we go along, because this really is under kind of a economic development, you know, financing tool, certainly we'll be working with SPEDA and, you know, and their team to make sure that this is, because it is a valuable tool. I know this is kind of new to you all, but, you know, around the country and not only in Kentucky, but it is a valuable development financing tool. So we definitely, you know, want to make sure that everybody's aware that it's, you know, that it's out there.
Thank you.
I need a motion to accept this ordinance.
Motion.
Mr.
Second.
Strunks makes a motion and Mr. Renshaw seconds. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thanks, Mr. Jones.
If you could get a motion for the.
Go ahead and say that.
We also need a motion for the judge to execute the interlocal agreement, which would be attachment A to the ordinance, and we can get the ball rolling on getting it to the Attorney General's office.
Motion.
Mr. Wheeldon makes that motion.
Second.
Mr. Renshaw seconds. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion passes also. Next item of business would be the EMS. I know this has been going back and forth between city, county. We are in process of talks. The mayor and I have talked several times, and in fact, we were texting this morning at 5 minutes before this court opened. So our county attorney has a statement to read, and I'll let him do that.
Judge Todd asked me to read his statement. It's dated March 26th regarding the EMS resolution. In light of the vote by the Somerset City Council on March 18th regarding the Somerset-Pulaski County EMS, and in an effort to resolve ongoing and future EMS funding issues, we would like to reiterate and clarify the offer that we made on March 12th during the fiscal court meeting. Our main priority is to reach an agreement as quickly as possible so that our EMS personnel can remain secure in their future and our community can remain confident that the outstanding level of services they have received in the past will continue in the future. So, just to reaffirm its future commitment to support Somerset-Pulaski County EMS, fiscal court will increase its funding as follows. For budget year 2025, the funding amount will increase from $1.3 million to $1,450,000. For budget year 2026, the funding will increase to $1.6 million. Beginning with budget year 2027, the funding will increase 2.5% annually through budget year 2034. In light of the above budget increases, the county requests that a formal written agreement be entered into between the city and county setting out the following: that a board of directors be established consisting of the mayor of the city of Somerset, the Pulaski County Judge Executive, 2 Somerset council members, 2 Pulaski County magistrates, the Pulaski County treasurer, the city of Somerset chief financial officer, and 1 paramedic and 1 EMT. The city of Somerset would continue as the employer of the Somerset-Pulaski County EMS employees. That a qualified independent consultant or firm be retained by the board to assist the board in developing a strategic plan to improve the future operations/efficiency of EMS with fiscal court bearing that cost. That a detailed financial report be provided on a monthly basis to fiscal court and the Somerset City Council. In the event it is determined by either entity that the agreement is not in the best interest of the entity, and in order to provide sufficient time to ensure EMS services are not interrupted, the agreement can be terminated by either entity upon 12 months advance written notice from the terminating entity to the non-terminating entity. Finally, we want to say that we realize what a challenging issue EMS has been for both entities, both financially and operationally, for quite some time. There are many moving and complicated parts to managing an emergency medical services organization, and the county looks forward to taking a more active role with the city in that endeavor going forward. In conclusion, we would like to thank the mayor and city council for their consideration of this proposal and the renewed spirit of optimism that working together provides to the citizens of our community.
I think I need a motion as approval for this proposal to the city, and then we'll see where that goes.
Motion to approve.
Mr. Wilden makes a motion. We'll get you a second.
Okay.
Mr. Renshaw, second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Go to department reports. I'm going to slide one in here. It's not on the agenda. Danny wants to, he got in a little late on us. He had some personnel.
Just like to ask permission to hire Janice Stoll starting part-time tomorrow, March 27th.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wilden,
Second.
second by Mr. Renshaw to hire Janice Stoll. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thanks.
Thanks, Danny. PC Park personnel, Amber.
I just want to ask permission to hire Russell Lovelace as seasonal help starting
Motion.
April 1st.
Motion by Mr. Wilson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Wilden. Any discussion? All in favor of hiring Russell for part-time, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
With busy season coming up, if y'all know any more, send them my way.
All right. We are getting ready to open the park this weekend, I think it is, 1st of April. We'll have a lot of campers moving in. It will be a very, very busy time in a couple of weeks down there. The park looks good, lake's coming up. We've got mowing people down there now. Maybe not right now, but we have had all week. But it looks very good. We're looking for an exciting season. We've got a lot of activities going to be happening there, so we're looking forward to it. Next will be fleet maintenance. Frank?
First thing I got is I need to surplus 3 different vehicles. Got 2 for the jail and 1 for Ferguson Fire Department.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Renshaw and a second by Mr. Strunk to
Can you give
surplus
us more
vehicles?
information?
I can. The two for the jail, it's a 2006 Chevrolet 2500, and then it's a 1999 Ford F-250. And then the one at Ferguson is a 05 Ford Explorer. And they actually want to donate that to Pongo Fire Department in Rockcastle County.
And how are we going to surplus them? On
The
the-
jail
on the-
vehicles, we'll put them online, yeah,
Put them online
on Gov Deals.
on GovDeal? As a follow-up to Anthony here? Oh, did we figure out what you're gonna do about the one you were looking for? The van you were looking for?
No, we've still not found a van.
Still not found.
Frank has been looking for it. One of the vans that we did, one of the vans that we surplus went to the dog pound, and the other one went to the Lincoln County Jail to transport their prisoners down to us, where the other two vans went to. But we're still looking for another van, but we thought we'd found one, but they got rid of it before we got there.
Okay, just wanted it up there.
We have a motion on the floor. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
No?
Any opposed? Motion passes to surplus vehicles.
I got another thing too. We got two service contracts that we need to approve. One of them is going to be for our generators for Kentucky Emergency Power. And it's for a total of $15,750 to take care of 23 generators for the year.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Renshaw makes a motion, Mr. Strunk seconds. Any other discussion?
Is this an increase over last year, or?
Well, the per generator is the same, but it's up because we've added two.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
No?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. What was the total of that?
15,750.
Okay.
And then the other one is for our breathing air compressors. It's going to be from Pro Air Midwest. And we have 9 of them. Okay.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Renshaw,
Second.
second by Mr. Strunk.
Same question. Is there an increase?
No.
No, same as last year?
Yeah, it's $11,080.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
No?
Any opposed? Motion passes.
And I got one more quick thing. Can I ask to promote Brian Phillips to shop foreman?
I would like to hold on that just one more meeting, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Next is Road Department. 3,000 ton of rock. I guess I need a motion independently of that.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wilson,
Second.
second by Mr. Wilden. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. 4,000 gallon of patch oil.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wilson,
Second.
second by Mr. Renshaw. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Road list, I think we have it in front of us.
Motion approved.
Yes,
Renshaw.
speed limits.
Do we have a speed limit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one for Robert's Port, 35 mile an hour.
I need a separate motion for a speed limit on Robertsport. Is that what it was? I missed that one.
Yeah.
First one.
I'll make the motion.
Mr. Turpin makes a motion for a speed limit on Robertsport.
Second.
Second by, did you get that one? Mr. Wilson makes the second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
No?
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion passes. And now the road list.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Renshaw. Second on the road list.
Second?
Mr. Turpin seconds. Any discussion on the road list? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next item will be finance. Ms. Crystal.
Looking for approval for the bank reconciliations for the month of February.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Mr. Renshaw, second by Mr. Strunk. On bank recs, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
And I also need approval for the treasurer settlement for the month of February.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Renshaw. Haven't needed a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Wilson. Any discussion on the treasurer settlement? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. I think that completes our business for today. Do we have any citizens' comments? Seeing none, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
By Mr. Wilson and second by Mr. Renshaw. We'll all stand adjourned.
Hey, Bobby, Tim,